cold tonight. Second time. Wow. Unbelievable.
And David had a friend at the time. She wasn't exactly a girlfriend. It was a potential girlfriend, but he turned it down. But this was his friend and Casey's wife. Okay.
Of course, it goes without saying that for those of you who haven't seen this, when they haven't seen it before, there's a gasp in the audience, but you all are well initiated. Edgar Cayce and myself, there's obviously a facial similarity there. This is my brother and Casey's first guy, Dr. Ketchum, who got him out there in the world. My father, after a Metallica concert, that's why he's sneering. And the Squire, Edgar Cayce's father. My father would only shop at the Squire shop, and everybody called Cayce's father the Squire. This is my best friend Jude and Edwin Blumenthal from the Cayce tradition, one of his principal investors. Jude and I did marvelous music together in high school, at least we thought so at the time. And this is my friend from college, Christopher, and his corresponding reincarnation, Morton Blumenthal. This is my good friend from college, Angelica, and this is Edgar's wife, Gertrude. These are like the only people I'm still in contact with from high school and college. I mean, you have to understand, these are not just random people from my life. These are like some of my closest associates and friends. And then when you find out that they're the same people as in Edgar's circle, it's very, very surprising.
Then he looked up Edgar Cayce's astrology and found out that he and Edgar Cayce had personal planets all in the same sign. 5 personal planets: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. 1 chance in 12 for each one. That's 12 to the 5th power, 1 chance in 260,000 that they should be the same. Well, now let's take a look at statistics. Forget about believing in reincarnation. Forget about worrying about if your body continues. This guy is guided by this voice to move to Virginia Beach and finds out he fulfills a prophecy that was made 60 years ago. Finds out he is the spitting image of Edgar Cayce. His father looks like Edgar Cayce's father. His girlfriend looks like Edgar Cayce's wife. He's channeling this huge wisdom that's correcting Edgar Cayce's own prophecies and his astrology. 1 chance in 260,000, okay? And put that all together, what are the odds? Billions to 1 connecting him to Edgar Cayce. Now, maybe it could all be coincidence, but I don't think so. I don't think so. And if you read the book, I went into an in-depth study of their personalities, and I was learning myself how the same energy comes forth. You see, even though we have lifetime after lifetime, each lifetime is totally succinct and its own, because you remember nothing. So you carry the tools and the predispositions of your past life, but you're still making it up from nowhere. And most people never get to know what their past lives are. So, to me, this is a lot of evidence that works that way. Then I had the circumstance myself where I started to allude to my friends were channeling, and suddenly they're talking to me. And in one case, I asked, so was Terry ever somebody famous? Okay? And that's Terry sitting there. And they said, look up St. Catherine of Siena, who was a Catholic saint. I looked up St. Catherine. Let's see. And here is a picture of Terry and St. Catherine. Okay? St. Catherine was 1300, Siena, Italy. And then I looked up the history of St. Catherine. Guess what St. Catherine was famous for? Talking to God. The Catholic Church has officially recognized St. Catherine's dialogues with God as part of their official history. And she went to a monastery of nuns, and she would talk, and they would write down everything she said, and that became part of Catholic history. So I'm in the middle of this experience. I'm writing this book. I'm seeing all the pictures. I'm seeing reading people.
To bring you the evidence.
And I said I needed to create the evidence that maybe I had the right story. Because otherwise, if I just tell you the story, why should you believe me? I wouldn't. It's too wild. So with that, I'll tell you a little bit about the story of what's happening on our planet right now, according to these guys in other dimensions. And I urge you, don't believe anything I say, but please visit my websites, read the books, because if I have it correct, these are the very sources speaking who have spoken through the Bible, that started the religions of history, and they're talking to us now. And if you read it and study it, you'll probably come to the conclusion that I'm right.